That just jumped out of the bag and hit me in the face like some hot breath. What's up, YouTube? This is Shabazz, and I'm back with another CBD Hemp Flower review. What's up to all my connoisseurs? Hope you're staying healthy. Hope you're staying safe. Welcome back to another video. Today, we have a returning vendor to the channel. I reviewed them once before. Out of Colorado, I'm talking about Diesel Hemp. Now, Diesel Hemp is a primary source of the now famous Abacus Diesel strain, a strain that I actually named one of the top strains of 2020. And if you recall, I was actually kind of disappointed by what I got. It wasn't bad, but it was a little bit dry. The smell was lacking. I had some concerns about their practices and pricing, so on and so forth. Shortly after I posted that video, and I mean like days after I posted it, the CEO of Diesel Hemp actually reached out to me and addressed a lot of the concerns and issues that I had. You know, he said as far as the quality of the flower goes, that he would have his team look into it, check on the storage. I told him about the pricing. He said that they will work on the pricing. I think they lowered it maybe $5 or $10. So still a little bit of work to go on the pricing. You know, he also just kind of cleared things up and chatted with me and, you know, try to make sure that I left feeling satisfied in the end. Didn't come at me foul, didn't come at me rude, didn't threaten me with legal action or anything. He, you know, came as a good company should and tried to make things right. I applaud that. Like I always say, I'm always willing to give second chances. And I do feel reassured that, you know, the people behind Diesel Hemp at least care about their image. You know, even if that's what it boils down to in the end is their image, at least they care, and at least they, you know, care to pretend or whatever. But not to say that they're just pretending, but you know, he seemed like a cool dude. So I got a couple of other strains from them. Like I said, I already tried the Abacus Diesel. They have a bunch of other crosses and strains and stuff on their website. So I got the Spec 7, also known as blue cheese, and that is crossed with the original actual cheese strain. Got the Grape Abacus and the Spec Diesel, which is that Spec 7, aka blue cheese, crossed with the Abacus Diesel. So it's called Spec Diesel. They could have called it like diesel cheese or something. I don't know. Did come with a letter to law enforcement and test results. All right, so I've never tried any of these strains before. So before we smoke anything, let's just check them out. So here's that Spec 7, aka the blue cheese. This comes in at 10% CBD. No smell whatsoever. A little bit of smell. Okay. Definitely getting a strong cheesy smell out of here. Whew. That smells really reminiscent of that original cheese. It has this Parmesan cheese flavor mixed with a little bit of citrus, a little bit of a gas scent to it. Strong, funky cheese smell though. If you're new to cannabis or you've only had hemp, there's a lot of varieties of lifter that carry that cheese scent. It's kind of a funky Parmesan-y cheese smell. I don't want to be too gross about the description, but it smells like cheese. Let's get it out onto a tray. All right, so that's not bad looking stuff, and definitely feels more moist, not as dry as that Abacus Diesel that I got. And surprisingly, the smell on this is actually a little bit more pungent, probably just because it's not dried out. I don't know, their Abacus Diesel just was hella dry. This has a good moisture level to it. It has a good trim to it, good nug structure, nice, decent little dense nugs. It is a more longer, skinny, more kind of sativa nug structure to it, but it looks pretty good. If you see, all the buds are pretty uniform in size, structure, and color. And this is greenhouse grown flower. It looks pretty good for greenhouse. You know, definitely looks better than outdoor stuff. All right, I'm pretty impressed so far. All right, next we got the Spec Diesel, which is the previous strain we just showed you, crossed with the Abacus Diesel. And this comes in at 16.8% CBD. Yeah. Ooh.
God damn it, stinky.
Wow. Man, the smell on that was waiting to escape. That just jumped out of the bag and hit me in the face like some hot breath.
Damn, that made my breath stink.
Whew. This smells fire. This is loud and incredibly pungent. This smells exactly like a mix of that Spec 7, that blue cheese crossed with the Abacus Diesel, like 50-50. This actually smells way more diesel-y than the Abacus Diesel I tried, but I get a really strong, fresh diesel scent mixed with a little bit of that cheese smell, mixed with like a gunpowder type smell. kind of a plasticky gunpowder with a little bit of sweetness in there, but mostly this cheesy gunpowder diesel smell. Smells good, super loud, super pungent. This smells close to high THC flower. Wow, let's get it out onto a tray. Check that out. That looks even better than that Spec 7, aka blue cheese. This has a better nug structure, way more trichomes, way denser nugs. That is just some pretty looking stuff. That's actually really good looking for greenhouse, if I'm honest. Now this one has smaller nug sizes, but look at the density and look at the frostiness on there. That's crazy. And of course it has that tight manicure, really good trim on it. But man, this flower looks good and smells crazy. It is super dense, super frosty, super bright lime green. This looks fire. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect after that Abacus Diesel. I really wasn't so impressed by that. I had some fire Abacus Diesel in the past, and what I got from Diesel Hemp themselves wasn't that good, but this right here, this is a winner. I'm honestly surprised more people aren't talking about this. Just the way that this looks and smells is very unique and very impressive for hemp flower. All right, let's check out this Grape Abacus. Now, I'm not quite sure where the grape part comes in at. I'm not sure if this is just a grapey smelling phenotype of Abacus that they found. But the lowest of the bunch, this comes in at about 7.4% CBD. No smell whatsoever. Man. Okay, so don't get me wrong. This smells good. It's just after that Spec Diesel, that set the bar really high. This smells good. This smells like Abacus Diesel kind of with a sweet touch to it. Not necessarily grapiness, but berries. Imagine the smell of like special sauce or Electra mixed with a little bit of a dieselness. It's also not as loud or as pungent. Compared to those first two strains I just smelled, this isn't that exciting. Let's get it out onto a tray. All right, so looks wise, it doesn't look bad. You know, this is some good looking greenhouse stuff. Just compared to what I just saw though, nah. And that's saying something because this is still really good looking flower. And this just has, you know, this don't hold a candle to that Spec Diesel in looks or smell. But like the other strains, it's kind of medium to small nugs. Really dense, tight nug structure with a tight manicure trim on it. Really light green, pretty frosty. But this just does not smell damn near as good as that Spec Diesel. Boy. Smells good though, has that nice berry diesel scent to it. This is good looking flower. It does have the lowest percent CBD though. It is the least dank smelling, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set that to the side. And for the main event of this video, we're gonna hop right on into the Spec Diesel, or the diesel cheese, the cheese diesel, cheddar diesel, Parmesan diesel, you know, whatever fire name you want to give this. And just to reiterate, this comes in at 10% CBD, so not super high, 0.38% total THC, so lower on the total THC as well. I don't care. I'm a connoisseur. For me, the smell and appearance is that's really important to me. Of course, I want the effects, but this is the type of stuff that you want to pop out when you got friends over, company over, you really want to impress them, or you really want to show them what some hemp flower can be like. This is what you want to pull out. I'm really glad that Diesel Hemp hit me up after that last review, because if they hadn't, I probably wasn't ever going to order from them again, and I would have missed out on this. So I guess it was meant to be. Let me break some of this down and get it into a bowl. And while I do that, I'm gonna put a high resolution image of it here. All right, breaking that down was cool. It had a little bit of stickiness to it. I didn't find any mold or seeds. Actually, it's kind of unfortunate with the seeds. Just as good as the strain looks and smells, I wouldn't mind a couple bag seeds to try to grow out myself, but no seeds. And of course, that smell got even louder. Let's get to it. Okay, first hit was pretty smooth. A little bit of throat irritation, but nothing too bad. On the flavor, I get a little bit of a standard hemp taste with a little bit of a diesel touch to it. A little bit of that gunpowder smell on the flavor. Let's go for another one. Okay, second hit. Still pretty smooth. A little bit of throat burn. nothing too crazy. The taste, once again, the same. Better than average hemp taste with a little bit of that gassiness to it, a little bit of that gunpowder taste. Third hit. Okay, a little bit more throat burn on that third hit. A little bit of heat going down. I wish this was just a little bit smoother. It's not perfect, but it's not too bad. Definitely not unsmokable. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one about a 3.5 to a 4 on the smoothness scale. It has some room for improvement, but it's not unsmokable. I'm not over here coughing up a lung or anything or in pain from inhaling it. Last hit. So I definitely got the most heat, the most irritation right there on that last hit, which is usual. It's actually not that bad when it comes to the smoothness, just considering that last hit, you know, all the way down to the bowl. It wasn't that hot or harsh. Right, as far as effects go, THC, blue cheese, is an indica dominant strain. And of course that Abacus Diesel through lineage is actually an indica strain, but the effects, you know, Abacus Diesel is a phenotype of Abacus, actually generally expresses more sativa type effects. So I'm not sure what to expect, so let me kick back, let those effects kick in, and I'll come back and let you know how I feel.
11 minutes later.
All right, I'm back. I completely forgot to come back and do this. I got super caught up looking at stamps and brushes for my iPad. I do art on there. Anyways, look, let me put it to you frankly. Abacus Diesel, a lot of people complain that that strain does not have very good effects. You know, they say it smells good, it tastes good, but it's a light strain. You're not gonna get a really good buzz off of it. Well, let me tell you something. The effects on the Spec Diesel are the exact opposite. This is super strong, super potent. This is really hybrid, maybe even sativa dominant hybrid, but just hybrid, you know, just really hybrid. I am super couch locky. I got super stuck, super uber focused, like just zone focused on what I was doing, but I don't feel super lazy or drowsy. I feel my eyes really heavy. I feel a lot of fuzziness behind my eyeballs, and I can really feel that cottonmouth start to kick in as I'm talking right now. On the potency scale, I'm gonna definitely have to give this one a 5 out of 5. This is such a big improvement over the Abacus Diesel. This strain should be the flagship, most popular strain from them. I heard that the Insane Diesel is really good, but this right here, this is gonna be a new favorite for me. This is such a good smelling, good looking, and potent strain. I'm really impressed. And like I said, I was not very happy with Diesel Hemp, and had the CEO not hit me up and try to, you know, clear things up with me and make things right, I would not have ever ordered from them probably, and I never would have tried this strain. So thanks to his humility and, you know, willing to try and address customer concerns and everything, I will now make sure that I am back for more of this strain. It is greenhouse flower though, and the price is still too high. Still, you know, more expensive than a lot of indoor flower that you can get. So they really need to work on the price. I think they might have dropped their prices $5 or $10, but still a little bit too high for what it is. You know, and even if it is really fire in all aspects, it still is greenhouse. Not as much overhead went into it as indoor flower. And I just want to be clear, this review is not paid for, it's not sponsored. I wasn't incentivized to do this. This company did not ask me to do a review either. Like I said though, they should really be leading with the Spec Diesel because, you know, my first impression of them with that Abacus Diesel was not so great. If I would have had this very first thing, you know, you would get the reaction that you're getting from me now and things would be totally different. But I think it's safe to say that I found, you know, a new strain to add to my list of favorites in my daily rotation for sure. Also that Spec 7, aka blue cheese by itself, looked really good, smelled really good. That Grape Abacus also looked pretty good. Didn't smell as loud as the other two, but you know, it's not bad looking stuff. Once again, for those as well, price could be definitely a little bit more competitive, a little bit more reasonable. That's the review though, y'all. I keep forgetting what I'm gonna say next, so this is taking forever. I need to go sit down, watch some Shark Tank. So make sure that you check out the merch. Link is down in the description. Everything is hemp related, all designed by me. Check that out, support the channel. Also check out my IG, which is here, down in the description. Also, if you're interested in stocks or cryptocurrency, you don't know where to start, I got some links for you down in the description. Hit like if you like the video, hit me up down in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications so you can see when I upload new content. I appreciate each and every one of y'all so much. I sincerely hope that you have an amazing rest of your day or night. Please make sure you stay tuned for the next video. Peace.
No, no.